What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I'm here with another map guide, and it was finally time to take a look at Stadium. So Stadium is the last standalone independent map of 2042. It was basically a part of Hourglass before, but now, as you guys probably know, since Season 7, it became a standalone independent map. So today I'm here to give you all the tips and tricks I know about this map, some secrets I personally find intriguing, and basically everything I know, everything I do think is important about playing this map effectively and efficiently. So that's what we're going to do today. And we also have a playlist for the previous maps that we've gone through, and the link to that playlist will be down in the description. You guys can go and check it out. There are plenty of tips and tricks for other maps, and there will be some more maps coming your way. We've got some of the portal maps, and renewal is, I believe, still remaining. So those are the plans ahead of us. But for today, let's take a look at Stadium and see what we've got here. I'm going to start from D sector. Now, if you guys have ever played Stadium, you probably know that the main action is probably between C1 and E1. And although D site is actually located exactly in between these two sites, it doesn't really get a fair share of action, to be honest. And that's basically an issue for this map. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is first of all, it's one floor lower, so it really takes away that action. People don't really want to get down all the way to here. And the second one is being just too much complicated. There's just too much cover around here, and it looks like a maze, to be honest. And just taking a look at the site, there are just so many rat holes you can find people in, and that's probably gonna kill the excitement, and people don't really prefer to play in this site. So the first rule here, in my opinion, is don't stay in one place for too long, or else you're gonna die. So that's rule number one for this one. If I want to give you a good place to at least initiate some gunfights, I believe this is a solid cover right here. You can easily change directions and outplay people who are trying to kill you. In my opinion, there is this one as well. This is a pretty good place, I would say, to be able to hold this line of sight at least, or even a bit more around here. So that is actually another good place you can play in. There's also a tip, kind of secret. I don't think you guys know about this, but you can jump on these bags and see what's going on behind by just jumping around like this. Just simply jumping, nothing more. I'm just spamming space right now. You can easily see what's going on around you without exposing yourself too much. They won't probably be able to kill you like this. Probably not. You should be absolutely unlucky to get killed like that. So that's something you should remember, and the same goes for here as well. Then you're going to be able to do the same from the other side as well. So no matter what side you're playing in, this is a tip that you can apply for both sides, so do keep that in mind as well. Apart from that, the only thing you should know is these zip lines will get you to the top easier. There's also these stairs that you can use as well to get yourself to E1 or C1. So what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to start from C and go all the way to E, because this is literally a linear site, okay? All the way from E to here is going to be a linear hallway. But for every section, there are tips that I want to give you so you can play each section independently and effectively. So let's take a look to see what's going on here. So I usually just play Irish in this map because, first of all, I do believe it's really effective. It really is. There are a lot of people around here, a lot of throwables come and go, and having just an APS down here, for example, and maybe even one around here, is going to make your life easier, and it's going to make your teammates' lives easier. So this is something I always do. I'm actually trying to get a T1 mastery for Irish. That's probably the reason why I really love to play Irish in this map, but nevertheless, it really is an effective specialist around here. So I do insist you try it out. It's really effective. So most of the times I put an APS down here and one around here. Maybe you can even put one around here. That's up to you. But generally speaking, if this is the enemy base and they're spawning from back there, you can also do the jumping thing from here. As you can see, you don't need to spam it that quickly, so they're not going to be able to hit you that easily. You can just jump around a few times and see what's going on. And say there's someone around there, you're probably going to be able to just hit him like this, or just peek. Something like that, okay? So this is really effective for you to be aware of what's going on around you, which is very important. This is another angle to be able to hit some people back there, which is also nice to know. I've also seen people doing something like this. I've even seen people coming around here with an LMG on a bipod. It's going to be really effective, but you can do the same with an LMG here. It's going to be a bit safer, but like this, you're going to have a bit more line of sight. So it's up to you, basically. And this is going to be your flank. If you're playing a DMR, if you're a sniper, this is going to be the place you got to play. This is going to be their base. They're going to be spawning from there. For some medium range gunfights, this is going to be the perfect place for you. Now, pushing just a bit more in the site, another good place to place a APS is going to be around here if the enemy is like pushing just a bit. So something that you should always keep in mind is that you don't need to place those APSs in sight. Okay, they shouldn't be able to see them. Like if I'm an enemy, I can't hit that. Okay, but whatever I throw, that APS is going to destroy it. okay? So that's the mindset you should have. As I was saying, if the enemy is trying to push just a bit more, this is another good place that you can hide in, and basically it gives you a head glitch line of sight of whoever is trying to push you. And this is the stairway that gets you all the way to D1. So keep that in mind as well. And also, these covers are here for a reason. You should basically try to get the most out of them. As I was telling you, from E to C, it's going to be a linear fight. So people will not be able to flank you that easily. And all you have to do is to utilize cover effectively. So if you can stay here, people will come straight at you. You're going to be able to kill them so easily. The only flank that you need to be able to counter is around these stairs, and it's not really somewhere that people actually tend to play it. If people flank you, it's going to be from here. So it's going to be 9 out of 10 times a completely linear gunfight that you're going to get into. Just coming back a little bit, you're going to be able to jump on top of this and be able to hit people trying to push you. That's one, and this is another one. This one is actually a bit safer compared to the other one, but again, both of them are effective. Now, a good location to place that APS is going to be one around there, maybe one around here. If that gets destroyed, they're going to be doing a pretty good job at defending you and your teammates. Again, this is a good line of sight for you to have. Just coming back a little bit, you're going to be around here. Again, good line of sight, but I've seen people doing stuff like this, like with an LMG or like a DMR on bipod. It's going to be interesting, but your line of sight is just limited, so that's downside. But as you can see here, look how much I can see all the way to the end of C1. So this is really a cool place that you can be in, especially if you have like a high magnification scope here. It's going to really come in handy. And keep in mind that these two zip lines will get people directly from B all the way to here. So if the enemy team is actually contesting B1 or has already contested it, they will be able to get up from here, and you should be always on the lookout for these two zip lines as well. Again, moving on, there's somewhere I really like this is my favorite spot in this map. Basically what I do is I place a APS here, simple as that, and that's it. I just play behind here. So what's gonna happen is people will try to push me from around here, right? Or somewhere like that. People go on top of that as well. Wherever they are, it really doesn't matter. As long as this APS is here, they literally will not be able to kill me. And if you get back here, anyone trying to hide behind this cover is actually in your sight, and they're going to be dead in no time. That's it. And anyone trying to push you, anyone trying to peek you, they're going to have a little dark corner with a gun pointing at them, just like this, simply. They're going to be able to kill them pretty easily. Now, let me take a look at this spot from here. Just take a look at this. Sometimes people peek you from, I would say, around here. What you're going to see is just a head popping up there. It's going to be really hard for them to hit you. Sometimes people try to peek you from here, like this maybe. Again, it's going to be really hard for them to hit you. And generally speaking, this is a good spot that you can play in. Sometimes I see people even up here. If I play here, my APS is going to go here, and one other APS probably right here. And we're finally at E side. Now, there are some interesting things that I want to tell you about E sector. First of all, the best cover, in my opinion, that you can actually maintain for the longest period of time is actually this one. This is a solid cover. Even if you destroy these, the cover here is still going to be solid, and you're literally just head glitched. It's going to be really hard for those people to hit you unless they're like a sniper or DMR with some high magnification scope. You're basically a solid head glitch right here. And there are other angles as well. One of them is being around here, just simply crouching and getting up, simple as that. And you're gonna have quite a lot to see around here as well with a solid cover. This is another angle that you should be considering. And the other one is gonna be this one on top of this container. Now, I've seen a lot of people playing LMGs here with a bipod. Imagine having 200 bullets and you're laying here with no recoil. So it's going to be really hard for the enemy team to even get out from behind their covers when you're just pinning them down like that. This is another angle that you should be wary of. And if you're basically a DMR or a sniper, this is the place for you. It's going to be really hard for them to hit you. You're going to have a really easy time with that high magnification scope to hit people who spawn, actually, because we're assuming that that's the enemy base. Okay, and before we reach the red zone, actually, we've got some other good covers as well. If we basically destroy these, we're gonna be left with some like this, which is, in my opinion, a solid cover. Again, head glitch, almost head glitched. Another really good cover as well. And that's about it. What we just gone through actually gets the most action in this map. Okay, so E side and C side and whatever's going on between them. Now, in the middle of this fight, you might actually find yourself playing in D1 as well, maybe defending it, maybe attacking it, it doesn't matter, but it really doesn't get the fair share of action comparing it to C and E sector. Now, with all that said, it's time to get out of the actual stadium building itself and take a look at B sector and A sector, which are the final sectors for this map. Now, when the round begins, there's a lot of action here in B1, a lot of it. And generally speaking, it's one of those sites that you should be actually avoiding staying in one place in. You shouldn't be here just camping it out, okay? Holding like a line of sight like this. This shouldn't be you, or else you're going to be considered the average Joe here, okay? When the round round starts, in my opinion, this is going to be a really cool angle for you to cut some people who are trying to rush you. Keep in mind that the same angle will not be accessible from the other side. Now, let me show you. These guys don't have anything like that. They don't have the luxury of like going on top of this behead glitch. But imagine someone shooting you from there. I can't even see them with a red dot. Definitely not. So that one is really a good angle to keep in mind. And there's another one here. Let me get up. Just like that. So you can now be head glitched, go behind a solid cover, no bullet goes through this, you're going to be basically just safe. But you should always keep in mind that you need to stay away from the middle of the site. Now, as you can see in the minimap, almost at the center of B site. And there's nothing here, no cover, nothing. It's not even convenient for staying long here. Don't do that. Try to always stick to the edges. At least you can play somewhere like here where you are safer. You're not in constant danger from all directions, and try to be on the move as much as you can. Don't actually linger in one spot and don't really stay there because you're going to be dead sooner or later, okay? Keep that in mind for both A site and B site. And one more thing I was about to forget about B site. If people are spawning for you, say that's your base and that's the enemy base, they're not going to be spawning from everywhere, okay? The spawn is going to be linear, just the same as inside the building, okay? The spawn is going to be linear. They're going to be spawning around there, like around here, okay? They're going to be spawning from here. They're not going to be spawning all the way, for example, somewhere like that, if they want to spawn in B, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not going to be a miss. The spawns are actually pretty much linear, I would say. But that's only for B site. In A sector, things are just a bit different. They're not going to be spawning from your base, definitely not, but the area of spawn is going to be just a bit wider, so they might be spawning from back here, from around here, behind these containers, behind these trucks actually, all the way to around here, and even behind there. The area of spawn is going to be a bit wider for A site, and the same goes for A site as well. Try to get out of the center of the site as much as possible, and by that I mean just around here, around this truck. Okay, this is not a cool place to be unless you want to play as a rat. Then I know exactly the rat hole for you. Take a look at this. You're gonna crouch here, and that's it. If you stay like this, no one's gonna be able to see you. Nobody. So if you just want to camp it out, hurt some people, be a rat, now I got you. This is a place for you. Other than that, there are some straight up good covers for you to just keep yourself safe. Starting off from this one, as you can see, there's an interesting line of sight around here, and the cover is solid. Nothing, no explosive, nothing can hurt you behind this. And you have the luxury of maneuverability as well. You can just move around and be even harder to hit. Another cover we have here is this one. There's a cheeky line of sight here as well, as you can see. Now, you might actually say to yourself that some line of sight like this is not really practical, and you're just wrong, okay? I've seen people trying to hit me from here, believe me. Like, I was crossing like that, they hit me like this. There are things you can do like this. These small lines of sight are not here for no reason. These are the things you can actually take advantage of. No matter how small they are, if there is an advantage you can take, you should consider it, okay? And also, if you're going behind this, you're gonna be head glitched, solid cover, a lot of sight, and also this one. You can just navigate between here to here, and also around this one as well. So this is considered another solid cover right here. And there's one actually behind here. Take a look at this. Look how big of a cover this is. Simply all the map is basically in your sight. Nothing they can do about this. Look, whatever they do, wherever they come from, you can easily kill them. And you have the luxury of navigation on your side as well. So again, try to stick to the edges. As you can see, all these covers, this one, these two, maybe even this one, and the big boy here, they're all on the edge of the site. No experienced player is going to be playing beside that truck in the middle of the site. Unless they're a rat, like some dude here, they're not gonna last long there. You shouldn't be playing like that, okay? Stick to the edges and don't really stay in one place for too long, and you're gonna be good to go. And one thing to remember, most of the times you won't be even seeing a sector unless you absolutely want to do that yourself. I've been playing matches in Stadium without even seeing a sector, not even once. So it really doesn't get a lot of action, and unless it's absolutely necessary for your team to have this, in my opinion, you shouldn't be bothering yourself coming all the way here and then going back to the action there. So keep that in mind. If I want to give you some general tips here, in my opinion, Falk actually pays off here. It really does, because inside the building things are crowded, and that pistol is going to really help you. In my opinion, Irish is the perfect specialist for this map. Definitely is. There is no easier way to get an Irish mastery than playing Stadium. There is no easier way. You're going to destroy a lot of projectiles, and that mastery is going to be a piece of cake for you, at least if you play a match or two in Stadium per day. SMGs actually work a lot better here, in my opinion. Assault rifles are, in my opinion, not good options. LMGs are going to work a lot better than assault rifles, simply because how much more firepower they have, and some of these angles actually promote playing LMGs. And lastly, in my opinion, DMRs and sniper rifles are partially good. Sometimes they can be tricky, but most of the times, if you know how to play, they're going to pay off. So that's all about Stadium. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. Stadium is actually a lot smaller map than most of the maps in 2042, and that's why this video is a bit shorter compared to the other ones. But again, this one goes to the playlist as well. If you want to check out the playlist for all the maps that we've covered so far, go down in the description. There's a link there that gets you straight to the playlist, and you can watch all the videos there. There will be a lot of useful info, a lot of tricks, some secrets there that you might not know of, and watching them will actually give you the edge in almost any situation, because all the tips and tricks actually come from experience, and they've been tested multiple times, so they actually work. I guarantee that they work. So thanks for watching. Again, hope you're having a great holiday. Until next time, guys, stay cool.